And I'm gonna be completely 100 honest with you guys. There's moments where we lose our patience. It's not how it works. I also don't feel comfortable with that, but I think this is probably going to be one of the busiest seasons of my entire life. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bethany. If you're new here, I do motherhood and lifestyle videos here on my channel, so welcome if you're new. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me. Anyway, I'm here feeding my son. And sorry, he was really wanting another bite. But I'm gonna actually be answering some of your questions today and some of the questions you actually asked me on Instagram. Sorry, I know you're telling me to give you another bite. So yeah, again, we'll see how this works. A little thing before I start, if you are wanting to kind of keep in touch with me on a daily basis, I do post daily on my Instagram and kind of give you a little bit more of a window into my daily life. So if you're saying like, oh my gosh, I miss seeing Bethany's videos and you know she hasn't posted in a while, go follow me over on Instagram. I am posting daily on there and you can keep up to date with me. Well, we gotta keep you awake for about 20 more minutes. Do you think we can do that? Can we do that? Maybe? Oh, that's really good. The first question that I'm gonna read here is, how are you doing mentally and with your family, etc.? Thank you so much for asking. That's very, very sweet of you. If you guys have been here for a while or if you're new, oh my goodness, I don't know if you're gonna make it 20 more minutes. I actually have been, yeah, like this past year has been, oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to pick this back up when I put him down for a nap, so be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I finally got Carter down for a nap. After I was done recording there for a second, he like spilled yogurt all over me, so had to clean that up, had to get him down for a nap, but we're back. Overall, I'm doing pretty good. I think that it's just a very busy season for me, so like I'm caring for 3 kids and, you know, having to maintain relationships and making sure, you know, me and my husband are doing well and all that. At the end of the day, I just feel absolutely exhausted. Like I will just honestly crash. That does definitely play on like, I think my mental health, but I do think that it is quite normal to feel absolutely exhausted. Not only mentally, but physically. At the end of the day, you're just like, all you want to do is sleep. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. It's just been kind of an exhausting season. And so, yeah, just really, really tired. And so when I'm really tired, I have a hard time functioning well during the day. I think that goes for anybody. But I do feel like now that I have, been getting decent sleeps at night, I've been doing a lot better. So thank you so much for asking. We are all doing very well. It's very busy when you're taking care of the emotional, physical, and, you know, spiritual needs of your children all day, every day. It can be a lot. So anyway, I'm kind of like a little side note off of that is like, it's a chaotic season, but I am thankful that it's my turn to go through it. I know that there's so many moms out there that have gone through it before, just a chaotic season with little ones. As they get older, they do get more independent. And so this is just my turn to kind of be very busy. And I think this is probably going to be one of the busiest seasons of my entire life. And so I'm trying just to remind myself that it's not going to last forever, and that I will feel like I'm getting my footing again at some point. I do see little points where I'm like, okay, like I feel a lot better and I'm getting my footing again. I'm feeling like myself again, which is great. But it's just gonna take time. So that's kind of where I've been at lately. Another one of your questions was, when did 2 kids get easier for you? I've got a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old, and I'm still struggling. To be honest with you, I feel like this is a different answer for everybody. But for me personally, I found that once I was getting good sleeps at night again, that's when I kind of felt like I was getting my footing again. Just like I said in my last answer, once I am feeling like I am getting good rest, then I can function better and I feel like I'm not as stressed out and I'm not in survival mode. So I'd probably say that's around like 10 months old for me. But again, it's different for everybody. Yeah, rest is like a huge factor for me. So I really hope that that gets easier for you. I know, again, like I said, it can be different for everybody, but that's when I found that I really did start feeling like myself again and kind of getting my footing back. How is your meal planning going? Would love to see your ideas. So, okay, I've been doing meal planning for now, this is my 3rd week. And so I basically was getting so overwhelmed with not only just like everything with 3 kids, but I couldn't like get my head around figuring out what to make for dinner every single night. I would do it last minute. I was always stressed out about it. And I didn't like that. I was like, I need to change. I need to do something different. This just isn't working for me, just doing things spontaneously. I actually am a very spontaneous person. So, but again, that's not always helpful for me. So I was like, okay, I need to change something up and to help myself be a bit more organized. So I'm not as stressed out. I mean, no one wants to be stressed, especially about dinner. So anyway, I've been doing it for 3 weeks now, and I find that it's been going really well. I am not super like concrete on my dinner plans. Like I will write everything down like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for myself. So I have an idea of what I am able to make that night. And again, like I said, it's flexible. Like last night we decided to get takeout instead of my meal plan, and that's okay. We'll, you know, use that meal for tonight or for tomorrow night. And so it's kind of flexible like that. So basically I go grocery shopping the middle of the week, every single week. And so I will see what is in my fridge on Sunday, and I will meal plan what meals I can make. I have a huge list of like my go-to meals that I know we all like and that I know how to make, you know. So I have that big list, and I'll just take meals from that list and kind of circulate them, which took me honestly like maybe 10 minutes to write them all out. And then I'm like, oh yeah, like it's good to see it on paper. And then I just, again, would go through at the beginning of the week. I'll just write it down on my paper. I'll stick it to the fridge. You can use a dry erase board, whatever works for you. And then I can kind of see, okay, like that's what I had an idea. And then I'm not like scrambling to figure out what to make. And I just feel like that stress is like completely gone for me. And it's been amazing. So I fought it so hard. I was like, I'm not going to meal plan. Like it's not for me. And I'm just to a point now that I have 3 kids where I'm like, I have to do this. I can't put this off anymore. And I feel like I'm actually saving money by doing it as well. And then I'm actually using up more things in my fridge before they go bad, because I'm also really bad for that. I don't know about you, but I always I always have like a bunch of groceries that like fresh produce and stuff that just go to die in there. And I just was like, okay, something's got to change. So anyway, it's going really, really well. And yeah, I'm happy to report that I really enjoy it as well. Okay, how is homeschooling going? So if you guys don't know, I actually homeschool my daughter. She is actually almost turning 6, if you guys can believe that. So crazy. If you've been here from the beginning, she was in my tummy when I started making YouTube videos. So pretty crazy. She is now almost 6, and we're finishing up her first year of homeschooling, which is kindergarten. And honestly, we love it so much. It's so flexible, and we found that this is definitely the right fit for our family during this time. I know there was another question there that basically asked, will I just homeschool all of my kids until like they graduate? And you know what, right now it's working really well for us. For the first few years of school, yes, like I definitely do plan on homeschooling my kids. In the little years, if they want to go to school when they're a bit older, we'll kind of reassess things at that time. But right now it's working really well for us. So I don't really see why we would switch that up. And also it gives us so much like more freedom to do things that she enjoys. We found that when she was in public school, she went for about a month at the beginning of the year. We just realized it wasn't the best fit for us and for her, because we want to make sure that, you know, this is the right choice for her, not just for me or for us as a family, right? So, but we found that she was getting very overstimulated at school, to the point where she was just so exhausted. I actually have a video of all the reasons why we decided to homeschool, so you guys can go check out that video if you want to know more. But basically, I was in my gut, I was just like, this just isn't the right path for us. And so, yeah, we started homeschooling, and she actually goes to a class with other kids, a part of her school once a week, and she's been loving that. She's made some great little friends, and it's just a good opportunity for her to yeah, get that socialization in. It's been going so well. I can probably make another YouTube video if you guys are interested about how to start homeschooling and how I kind of found all the information I needed to kind of get a start into it. If that's something you want to know, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll definitely make a video for you guys like that. So anyway, that's kind of like a long answer to the short question, but it's going really, really well. Okay, another question to go off of that. Did I always want to homeschool? And the answer is actually no. I never thought that I would want to homeschool my children. I was like public school all the way. I grew up in the public school system. I had a great experience. I didn't see that we would feel the need to do that with our kids, but just because things are just shifting so much recently, we're like, this is kind of the right path for us. And, you know, like, my heart really had to change on that. And I am so thankful for it. I feel so at peace with this decision. And I'm just so thankful that we decided to do homeschooling instead. So no, I actually didn't think we were going to homeschool at all. I was like, no, my kids are going to go off to school. And I was pretty stubborn about it for a while, to be honest with you. And now I couldn't imagine even, you know, sending them to school in public school. So yeah, it's crazy how things can change in just a matter of a few months or a few years. But yeah, pretty crazy. I have a question here, and it asks, do you sleep train with your kids? So I actually didn't sleep train with Brielle. I did sleep train with the boys. And I am so thankful that I did with Brielle. It just didn't work for her, like the method that we were using. And as a first-time mom, I was like, no, like I just don't feel confident doing this. And so we just never did. And she still is not the greatest sleeper. She probably gets up at least once a night, and the boys sleep right through the night. Like basically from 7 to like 6:30 in the morning, they sleep straight through, which is such a blessing. It's such a blessing. So yes, I did sleep train the boys, and we did use kind of like a gentle, gradual sleep training method. It wasn't like cold turkey, harsh or anything like that. Like it took a few weeks for them to sleep through the night or anything like that, but I'm so thankful we did. I actually ended up using very similar to, if you guys have ever heard of Taking Care of Babies. They have a really great course for sleep training. It's very gentle. It's not like there is some crying involved, but it's not like you're just letting them cry for like ages. That's not how it works. I also don't feel comfortable with that, but it's worked really well for us. And I'm happy to say that Carter has been sleeping through the night since he was, I'd probably say close to 8 months. So it's been like 2 months of him sleeping through the night, which has been amazing. And I feel like a brand new person. So it's been great. Okay, how many hours does it take you to remodel a dollhouse in general? So I actually had to think about this for a little bit, because typically when I start a project, like it's hard for me because it's not like I can just like get a project done in like a weekend or like 2 weeks. I wish I could do that, but that's just not realistic for me in the season. So basically from start to finish, I'd probably say, depending on the size of the dollhouse, it all depends. But it takes about, I'd say like a month and a half for me. So that's kind of like doing like an hour here and there. I'd probably say I'd probably work on it at least 5 hours a week in there. I'd probably say. Yeah, overall it takes me about like a month and a half from start to finish if I work really hard on it. Yeah, it's a lot of time. So I mean, I enjoy it, so it's okay. If you guys didn't know, I actually remodeled dollhouses on the side. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun for me. We'll actually link a video up here of one of my makeovers that I did do, so you guys can go watch that video if you want. And I also have rates on my website if you guys are wanting to check that out. I am not currently taking any projects on right now, as I just feel like I'm not able to, there's just some transitioning happening for me, so I'm not really able to take something on right now currently, but very soon I'll be able to do that again. So I love it so much, but sometimes you just can't like do it all, if you know what I mean. So I've had to kind of take a step back from that, currently, but I am still planning on doing it. I still love it, but again, I just can't wear all the hats all at once, even though I want to, you know? Okay, on to the next question. Do you have a good group of stay-at-home mom friends, local, or do you find it hard to find? So I actually have a few of really good mom friends that I see frequently. I'm so thankful. I have some really good friendships, and so I see them as much as I can. I know my mom life is busy for them and for me, so we try our best, but no, I do have a bunch of really good, solid mom friends. It is hard to find, especially being a stay-at-home mom, I found, but actually most of my friends I have found through Instagram, if you can believe that. So yeah, we kind of became friends over Instagram first and then, you know, started hanging out in person. That's kind of funny, but I feel like that's a really good way to find friends, especially mom friends in your area. Also, you can join some like Facebook groups that have like moms in your area as well, and you can always post on there, be like, hey, like I'm looking for a friend, like, you know, this is the kind of season I'm at in my life. And I've seen so many moms do that on like the local Facebook group. So like if you're looking for friends, like that's another option. But I do find that, like, yes, it was hard to find some good stay-at-home mom friends in the beginning, and of course friendships take time, and you need to cultivate those relationships. So yeah, I found a lot of my friends over Instagram, which is kind of funny, but yeah, I'm really, really thankful for them in my life too. What kind of music do you like to listen to? So if you guys don't know me, I love music. Like I almost have music on like all the time in the house. Like if I'm doing anything, it's always on. It's on in the car, all that stuff. Some of my favorite music genres, I really love worship music. I find that just it nourishes my soul, to be honest with you. And then also I love listening to kind of like pop indie music. I've always been into indie music for, oh my gosh, as long as I can really remember. Yeah, I really love that. And like folk and things like that. I've actually been kind of into country lately, like pop country, like not really hard country, but anyway, I've been actually enjoying it, and I find it like just feel good music, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm really loving all of these homeschooling questions. I feel like I almost need to do like another homeschooling video. This one's a really good one. It says, does baby ever get in the way of homeschooling? It's been a problem over here. It's just too fussy. So yeah, it definitely happens in our home. I have 2 younger boys, and so I find that when there's a bit of time during your day when I'm trying to teach her something, the kids definitely do interrupt, and it can be kind of frustrating at times. It's totally normal, but I do find that when the boys are down for, like, say their nap time is a really good time for me to teach Brielle something if she is needing my sole undivided attention. So there are times during the day where I can just focus my time on her, which is great. Also, I find that when the baby is napping is the best time for us to do homeschooling. But again, like, there aren't going to be interruptions. Right now, like I've said earlier, it's just like the most busy time, like, or busy season for me. And I know that the boys are going to get older. Like, Kellen loves to watch everything that Brielle does. So I feel like he's learning right beside her, and I feel like I don't even really have to, like, do anything really specific for him, because he'll just, like, sit and listen. So he's kind of always just around watching what we're doing, which is really cool to see that he's picking up on things as well, which is neat. Then yeah, with Carter, he's just around. Yes, he does get fussy. Yes, he does need me. So that is a factor into it as well. So, I mean, we just kind of do what we can, but again, homeschooling is very flexible, and if you need to do it like in the evening time, you can do it in the evening time. There's no real set time on when you need to homeschool. So I think that's the beauty of it. We can do it when the baby's napping, and if it's just a fussy day, we'd be like, you know what, we can do as much as we can today, but there's always tomorrow, and that's okay. So you got to give yourself a little bit of room to, be like, to pivot and just kind of be flexible with it. Okay, this is a really good one. Do you often lose your temper with your kids? It makes me feel so terrible when I do. And I'm gonna be completely 100 honest with you guys. There's moments where we lose our patience. It is very taxing mentally to take care of children. And there are days when I have been so sleep deprived, and just my rational part of my brain is just not working to the best of its ability. And I will be a lot more irritable. I will be a little bit more snippy with the kids. And it does feel terrible. It does. And I totally understand what you're feeling. I don't think any mom could say that they have never been irritated with their children at any point. It's definitely a normal like thing we all go through, but I think we don't need to stop there and be like, man, I'm just so irritated, and just kind of like sit in that, and then to just go ahead and just continue being short with our kids. Because like, I know for me, like, it's so easy to do, and I'm not perfect, and I make mistakes all the time. But I think to like apologize to our kids is so huge, and to say, you know what, like, I just need a bit of time to calm down. I'm just gonna go take a few minutes, and I find for me, prayer is huge. When I ask God for help, it really does change the course of my day. And I can't rely on my own strength for that because I know I'm not a perfect person, but I know God is, and he really does help me through those times. But again, like, I find that just coming to them and say, you know, like, mommy's not perfect. I make mistakes too. I'm really sorry. Can you forgive me? Those are really precious moments because, you know, they see that, you know, you're willing to say, I'm sorry. And I think that's really huge. So, I mean, yeah, like, you're not alone in that. I think we all kind of struggle with that on some days. It can be really, really hard. So I'm with you, and you're definitely not alone. Okay, I got a few more questions here. What age did you start showing your kids TV, movies, and YouTube? So if I can kind of think back to Brielle, because I feel like with the boys, I feel like TV's just kind of always been on because I've had, you know, Brielle watching when Carter, oh my gosh, which child am I talking about? With the boys, because when I had Kellen, he was really quite fussy at the beginning, and he had colic, reflux, everything. It was just a really hard time for me. So the TV was on all the time. That's just how it was. And so, but with Brielle, I think we only started showing her like shows when she was like I think like closer to like when she was like over 1.5 maybe. I think, if I can really remember, shows that we would actually like have her watch or whatever. But I feel like the TV's just kind of always been on with the kids. Like, actually we'll put on like this baby sensory TV show thing for Carter when he's really fussy, and it's like one of the only things that'll like calm him down. I'll put the channel down below for you guys. It's been a lifesaver sometimes, and there's no shame in that. I do think, yeah, like some days we just use a lot more screen time than I would like to, but sometimes you just gotta survive, you know? But again, we try to limit it. It's not like we're watching tons and tons all the time, but again, it can be a great tool for your sanity. So yeah, I think about like 1.5 years is when we will actually put on show. I actually put on a show for Brielle, but the TV's kind of just been on with my kids. I know all of you guys are probably wondering, now that it's been a few months, it's, you know, Carter's almost 1 year now, you know, will I be having a 4th baby? And I can confidently say to you right now that I am not looking to get pregnant again at this time. Me and my husband are on the same page with this. Ask us in a few years, and I think we might have a different answer, but we don't feel like 100% no right now, and we don't feel like 100% yes right now. I'm just really trying to figure out life right now with 3, and it's quite a bit right now. So that's kind of my answer with that. I also had another question, would I get another cesarean section or C-section if I was to get pregnant again? And I probably would, to be honest, just because I feel like I know the recovery, the procedure, I would just kind of know what to expect, but I don't know if I really want to go through that again. So yeah, ask me in a few years, I might have a different answer. So anyway, that is where I'm going to end today's Q&A. I know it was kind of fun to sit down and just chat with you guys and answer some questions. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, so yeah, it's really nice to just sit down and chat with all you. Again, I will be coming out with another video next week, and I'm going to be talking about things that I kind of wish I knew before becoming a mom. It's actually a collaboration video, so I'm really excited about it, and you guys can keep your eyes peeled up for that one. So anyways, I hope you guys have a really great day, and we'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.